What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So like I said in the last video that I filmed, I'm gonna start trying to upload some more. So today I had this comptech airbox laying around for a while. I purchased this from Heel Toe Automotive. Since comptech's no longer in business, I guess Heel Toe bought all the patents and it's called CT Engineering now. But this is everything that comes with it. So the airbox is separate from the filter and the adapter, and it comes with all the little brackets, instructions, some stickers. So this was my old intake. It's a block 6-inch velocity stack on a metal tube. I'm gonna see if I can reuse the metal tube. I'm probably gonna have to cut this bracket off that I made on here, because this was for the Victor X manifold, so to bolt to the chassis so it's not bouncing up and down. But if we cannot use this tube, I'll just end up ordering an Integra Type R arm. But I also picked up these couplings to change from red to black, just so everything looks better. So I believe the first step we're going to do is install these brackets. This one's going to go down by the OEM tow hook, and then one of these is going to go on the frame rail, and then another one is going to go where the AC bracket used to be. I don't have that bracket anymore, so I might have to fab something up. Alright, so first things first, we're going to be using this bracket right here. You can see it kind of has a curve to it. It's going to go down here where the OEM tow hook is. Let's see if I can get you a better angle. Down where the OEM tow hook is, there's 3 bolts, 1 at the top and 2 at the bottom. It's going to go towards the bottom, towards the transmission. So we're just going to loosen that bolt up, stick this in right there, and then we'll just leave it loose. We won't tighten it until the end, but it's a 14mm bolt. So next up, I took the taller bracket and mounted it right here. There's 2 factory little holes right here in the chassis that are not threaded, and then one right here. It took me like 20 minutes to get all the pebbles out of this, but this is this one here very loosely. And then the second bracket right here, if you look at it, it's a lot shorter. I believe the factory AC bracket bolted here, and 2 over here, 1 over here maybe, and then it's going to come out, and this is supposed to go into the box on one side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten this down till it's snug and it's not moving around, and use the supplied hardware to mount this to the box and mount this bracket here, and try to figure out some kind of mounting solution for this bracket. Alright, so I kind of just have the intake just bolted into place, really with just this one bracket here. This isn't even all the way tightened. You can see it rocks. So I have the intake kind of sitting against the bracket that's coming off the tow hook, but it's kind of sitting there. But one thing I do not like about this is that bracket right there is rubbing on the radiator hose. So I'm gonna put the snorkel piece on and use the band clamp and hook it to this down here, and I'm gonna tighten up this 10mm and see if it holds it in place good enough, because I would rather not have anything rubbing on the radiator hose, because that's just a potential point for failure. Alright, so I have this top bracket tightened down. It's snug here, it's not all the way tightened, but this part is tightened. There's no bracket on this side. It's pretty good, doesn't wobble too much. Down here, have the snorkel on. That just slides into the pipe that comes down, and you tighten this worm clamp on it, and the little bracket that you put down here on the tow hook arm, you kind of get the worm clamp to go around that too. And as you can see, this is pretty steady too. I'll shake that and let you see that. But I feel like the intake should tighten that up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the air filter and that filter neck, and then the air intake pipe that I was using, and we're going to try to mock all that up. Alright, so I have the filter on. You still see all the oil kind of on here. I'm just going to leave that open to dry overnight. On the front of the filter, there's like a little nipple that comes and kind of plugs into the front of the box. So I don't have any clamps on the intake except for one right here, because I'm kind of just trying to mock it up. This thing is probably like an inch short to like butt up against this plastic arm here, but I mean it'll work for what it is. I'm probably gonna take this to work and sandblast it because I broke off the bracket that was right here. So I'm gonna take the grinder, the sanding wheel, and make this smooth again, and I'll probably just like recoat this. But all in all, it doesn't look bad. I'm gonna grab the box top and just kind of sit it on top, make sure everything fits and nothing's not like stressed out of the way, like misshaping this box part. But I mean, it's solid now. It doesn't rock at all with this arm on here. Alright, so here it is with the top on. Looks pretty good. It's just a little bit wobbly now because you can see the clamp isn't tightened down, but if it was tightened down, this thing wouldn't move at all. I'll still have to tighten this bolt here. I didn't put any clamps on the arm because I have to shave this down because I just broke the bracket off that was right here. So I want to smooth this out and then probably sandblast it and paint it black or whatever color I decide to do the valve cover, because this needs a new gasket. But in the future, I'm probably going to upgrade to an Integra Type R arm because it is 3 inches, smooth on the inside, and it's plastic, so it's not going to conduct heat like this aluminum arm will. The reason that I went with this setup is because I'm trying to lower my intake temperatures. Last track day it was like 100 and something degrees, and my temperatures were like 120, 130, and I don't know, that just seems kind of hot, but I don't know if that's a true reading because the air intake temperature sensor is in the intake manifold, which is pretty much a heat sink since it's metal. So I noticed on newer Civics and stuff that the sensor is actually in the arm, and I feel like that would give you a truer reading. But with this trumpet right here, it should blow air directly into the J's racing duct, so hopefully that'll help with the air temperatures. If I have to loosen up the worm clamp at the bottom and adjust this once the bumper's back on the car, I'll definitely do that. That should only take a minute. But I'm pretty happy with the outcome. The intake arm I'm a little iffy on, but it's whatever. It's what I have right now. Probably just message one of my friends and see if they had some intercooler piping laying around that they're willing to part with. But straightforward install. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down at the bottom. As always, I'll get back to you. But until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.